So I might be kind of late to the party on this one. I was meant to do this video a couple days ago, but I decided to push it until the actual day of the NHL playoffs starting. So we're going to take my prediction. We're going to put all the teams into a simulation. And then once we get towards the end of the Stanley Cup finals, the very last game, whatever game that should be, either game 7 or game 6, whatever, game 4, and we're going to watch that game. But throughout the first round, the second round, and the conference finals, we're going to simulate through until the Stanley Cup finals are between two teams. And then we're going to skip until one of the teams need one game to win, pretty much. And then we're going to watch that entire game. We're going to watch some of it. We're not going to watch entire... I think we're not going to watch all of it. But if we do, that is fine. So what we're going to do is head off to playoff mode here in NHL 24. We're going to do 16 teams, best of 7. We're going to do 20 minutes per period, continuous, continuous, I think, continuous OT, and then we're going to put it on Superstar, which is the hardest difficulty, everything like that. But then we're going to set up the teams here. I'm going to set up the teams, and I'll be right back with you guys. We're going to go in the proper order as well throughout the NHL bracket. Right now, I'm currently looking on my secondary screen. If you guys don't know what the NHL bracket is or what teams are actually in the playoffs this year, there'll be a link in the description, but also be a link in the comments down below to the NHL website where you guys can see the bracket and everything like that. So I'm going to get this set up and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, guys, I am done setting up the playoffs. I have it exactly as is the NHL. So we got Dallas versus Vegas, Winnipeg versus Colorado, Vancouver versus Nashville, Edmonton versus the LA Kings. We got Tampa Bay versus the Florida Panthers, Boston versus Toronto, New York versus Washington, Carolina, and the New York Islanders. Got pretty much the exact same setup as the NHL website. So, like I said before, if you guys actually want to check out all the stuff there and all the teams, or you're watching the playoffs, what team do you guys think are going to win the NHL playoffs this year? Is it going to be Toronto? Is it going to be Boston? Is it going to be the Edmonton Oilers? It's going to be Colorado? Is it going to be Nashville? What team do you guys think it's going to be on winning the Stanley Cup playoffs? Is it going to be Tampa Bay Lightning again? Or I think Vegas won the previous year. But anyways, I don't think any Canadian team will win this year based on the past years with Gary Bettman being at the helm of the NHL, and basically since he's became the commissioner, or since he became the NHL pretty much the top dog, no Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. So it's pretty interesting how that actually works out. So we're gonna I believe we can just simulate, or just skip to we're just gonna skip to each period through each game. So Vegas up 1-0 against Dallas, 2-0, and then Vegas comes out with a win in game 1. I believe there's actually a better way to actually do this. I guess not. I guess we can just press B to finish the game. Vancouver comes out with the win on game 1. All right, so what I'm going to do here, we're going to skip through the first round here. And we'll see who's going to win the first round out of all the teams. I'm going to skip through some of these games here with you guys. And then we're going to skip through the rest of them. Oh, Washington comes out with game 1. Game 1 winner. All right. So we're still in round 1. We're going to be in round 1 for quite a while here, actually. So I'll see you guys when we get to round 2. Well, that was a heavy game. 7-5? Jeez. All right. 7-5. Here we go. Edmonton. I want Edmonton to win, personally. Yeah. I don't really care who wins because my team's not in the playoffs. They're not going to be in the playoffs probably for the next 6 years, the next 5 years, I would say. But the most interesting series that I'm more interested about is Toronto versus Boston. Just because my dad is a huge fan of Boston Bruins, and my mom and my grandma and the rest of my family are huge fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs. So it's kind of a house rivalry here between the two. Like, It's absolutely insane. Yeah, so it's gonna be a crazy household during the playoffs between my parents, because they're both. My dad's been a Boston fan ever since, and then my mom's been a Toronto fan ever since she was a kid. So, and I always been an Anaheim Duck fan. So you guys you can see why I probably won't see my team in the playoffs for the next couple of years. Anyways, because they're rebuilding, I understand. So we're coming up to the end of the first games. So Vegas takes a 2-0 lead against Dallas. Vancouver's up 1. LA's up 1. Winnipeg's up 1. Florida's up by 1. Capital's up by 1. Boston up by 1. And New York Islanders are up by 1. Both New York teams are in the playoffs, which is very interesting. But anyways, I'll see you guys when we get into the second round. We're going to see who will win in the second round. See who moves on to the second round. I'll see you guys then. All right, guys. So I stopped it here because Boston's up 3-0. If Toronto doesn't win this game, Boston beats them out in the first round in 4 games. So we're going to see if they can beat them out in 4 games. No, Toronto comes back and wins game 4. Look at that. I actually found a faster way of skipping to the next game. So instead of going down here, I just skip to the next game, and it works out a lot quicker. So Vancouver moves on, is the first team to move on, and also Florida is moving on to the second round. So that'll be interesting. See what teams they face. Okay. Toronto has to win. Toronto has to win to stay in the playoffs. They do. Oh, they're coming back. The comeback real? I heard Toronto fans want to play Boston. They wanted to play Boston, and they got Boston. So, all right. It looks like it's pretty even so far. Dallas has beat Vegas, which is surprising. But we move on. The Bruins and the Leafs go to Game 7 to decide who moves on to the next round. Oilers beat LA. Rangers beat Capitals. New York Islanders beat the Hurricanes. And Game 7 here for Winnipeg and Colorado. Colorado comes on top. Let's see who wins against Boston or the Leafs. Let's see who moves on. The Leafs beat the Bruins in Game 7. Can you guys believe it? And guess what? Guess who you guys are facing? Guess who's Toronto facing? The Florida Panthers. So the Florida Panthers go up against Toronto in the second round. New York Rangers go up against the New York Islanders. Battle of New York is happening. And then we got Dallas versus Colorado, and then Vancouver versus the Edmonton Oilers. Battle for Canada, or Eastern, is it Eastern side or Western side of Canada? I forget, East or West. I don't really care. But Battle of. Oh, I pressed skip. Oh my! Dallas beat Colorado 9-2. Holy crap! They really want to win that game. Edmonton Oilers win Game 1. Toronto loses Game 1. Florida takes Game 1. Islanders take Game 1. Colorado ties it up with Game 2. Edmonton's taking it. Florida's taking it. Game 2. Up 2-0. Dallas takes the lead. Let's see if Vancouver comes back with a win. Let's see if Toronto can get a win. Nope. Oh, they've been in this position before. On against the Bruins. Can they come back in the second round to beat Florida? Pretty much their new kryptonite. Pretty much. Next to no Canadian team can actually win the Stanley Cup. Florida beats Toronto in round 2 in 4 games. Unfortunate. But the team I wanted to win is still in it. Even though they pretty much blown their 2-game lead. I believe they're up 2 games. Vancouver has to win. They want to move on. Edmonton has to win to stay. Vancouver moves on. Okay. The team I wanted to win is out. So is this Game 7? This is Game 7 against Dallas and Colorado. Let's see who moves on to the Western Conference Finals. Colorado moves on to the Western Conference Finals. So let's see who moves on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Who's it going to be? Ooh, the New York Rangers versus the Florida Panthers. And we got Vancouver versus the Avalanche. As you guys can see here, the bracket. The only Canadian team left. The only Canadian team that could possibly win the Stanley Cup if Gary Bettman wasn't the head guy or the commissioner of the NHL. Is he the commissioner? Is he technically the commissioner of the NHL? I forget his title, but who cares? Nobody likes him. But anyways, Vancouver versus Colorado, New York Rangers versus the Florida Panthers. Moving on to the third round of the playoffs, which is basically the conference finals. Let's see who takes game 1. Vancouver takes game 1. Their record is looking pretty good, 9-3 for Vancouver, 9-1 for Florida. They only lost 1 game. Ooh, Vancouver takes the lead 2-0 on Colorado. Let's see. Oh, Colorado comes back with the game. Let's see if the Florida Panthers can get game 3. No, they can't. So it's pretty much the same. Oh, Colorado ties it 2-2. New York Rangers tie it 2-2. Vancouver takes the lead in game 4, I believe, or game 5. All right, let's see if Vancouver can win this, or Colorado is going to try to go right to game 7. Vancouver moves on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Can you guys believe it? A Canadian team has moved on to the Stanley Cup Finals. I would love to see this. I would actually love to see this. A Canadian team in the Stanley Cup Finals, because I know Gary Bettman will probably call the refs saying, hey, we need to call up that goal. Vancouver can't win. They're a Canadian team. We need American teams to win because we want more American teams than Canadian teams. So even though hockey is a Canadian sport. But anyways, we'll move on. Stanley Cup Finals. Let's see who will win game 1. Florida wins game 1. Vancouver wins game 2. Vancouver wins game 3. Oh, we need to watch this game. So I'm going to skip. Can I jump in here between periods? I think I can. So, second period. Vancouver. Oh, there we go. All right, Vancouver's down by 1. So if we back out, we have to finish the game. We can't watch it. Damn. Anyways, Florida comes back. Okay. Whoever wins this game moves on, or not moves on, but wins this Stanley Cup. Vancouver could win it in this game. Or Florida ties it up. Vancouver wins. Vancouver is the Stanley Cup champions. Vancouver is the Stanley Cup champions with a record of 16-7. There you guys go. There's your Stanley Cup winner this year in NHL 24, the Vancouver Canucks. Hopefully this actually happens in the NHL. This probably won't happen, but hey, if a Canadian team wins, I'm happy. Even though I'm an American, like I'm a Canadian, but cheering for an American team, which is the Anaheim Ducks. I like to see a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup. They haven't won a Stanley Cup in so many years. I would love to see any Canadian team win. I don't care who it is, except for the Leafs. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys put your predictions down in the comments down below on who's going to win the Stanley Cup this year. Anyways, see you guys next time. Peace out.